It always takes a moment, so I never know
Oh,
exactly. I think we're live now. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Doreen Downing, and we're going live in my Find Your Voice and Speak Up Facebook group. And what I've been doing is introducing members of our community here in this Facebook group who have voices. I mean, all of you have voices, but today I'm going to highlight one of our newest members, Manya Gittel. Is that how you say your last name?
I say Gittel, but of course my
Gittel. Yes.
yes.
All right. Wonderful. Well, this is an opportunity for us to uh, learn something that most of us don't actually have to experience or I'm going to say get to, because there's two sides of going to the edge and almost dying, that there's an opportunity to look at life in a whole new way, as well as, ooh, you almost left us, girl. We almost lost you. So,
Typically. Thank
so
you.
yeah. Ooh, I could feel it. Mm. A beautiful soul, just, but you woke up and something, and that was the beginning of something. So let's start by you going back and, well, no, I should first introduce you. Hi, Manya. You're a coach and you live in South Africa, and you work globally with women, and you are really interested in meaningful kind of life living, and you help people explore what that means, as well as you have an expertise in Enneagram. So we might be getting to that today. And I also know from our conversations that narcissistic relationship that you were in is something that you know a lot about, also
Mm,
about how to get out of,
mm.
or be in that and get out of it. So we've got lots to open up, but let's start with uh, what happened that you had this stroke?
Doreen, I tell you that it really is as you described it, in that it's left field. It's a curved ball that you don't expect. I really had thought I was a big deal. And this is what I didn't realize. When I say that I hadn't realized I'd lost my voice, I was I was I was performing, and I didn't realize the extent to which it wasn't authentic. I was as authentic as you can be,
Uh,
truly. I
yeah.
was I was very sincere, but I realized that I was very stressed out. I thought it was quite glamorous. Secretively, I realized this is a secret thought I had. In that I was doing my PCC for coaching, I was renewing it. You have to renew it every several years with the International Coaching Federation. So it's a credential as a coach you have. I had to renew that, and the pressure was on.
Uh, Look at the way you're doing that. The pressure was on. Ooh, I could feel that.
That's it. That's exactly what it was like. And the same, I was getting this credential with TRE, which is tension and trauma release exercises, but I was getting credentialed to practice this. And I just had a short space. So again,
Yeah.
we have
Push,
this
push, push.
glamour.
Yeah. Yeah. Tighten and get
And
it through. All right, go on.
absolutely,
Yeah.
that's it. You caught it. So really, also, you have already mentioned that there was this narcissistic, you know,
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
going on in my life
That's
with
how it
a,
was.
a, a family, a very close family member with my sister. So I had this excitement.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden, believe it or not, a cousin of mine, my father's little brother's daughter, had been taken on the 7th of October by the Palestinians. And I got a WhatsApp message related to that. And suddenly, Doreen, really, I find this very hard. It's quite difficult because it was in the connection with the person on WhatsApp around my first cousin being taken by the Palestinians and all this pressure around me, I realized, oh my God, I'm not coping. I'm really, really feeling stressed.
Stress.
And Doreen, this. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but I was taken to a hospital with gastric flu, and I think that my stroke had started. It was 4 days later when I was taken to another hospital after I'd been discharged that they said I had a stroke. They gave me an MRI, and I woke up in this ICU ward, and I thought,
Oh,
OMG,
yeah.
this is real. It's got nothing to do with this.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, I felt present.
Well, let me just take a big breath there because that is a moment that so many of us meditate to get to. You know, that enlightenment, this kind of wake up, awakening is what you're talking about. And here we go to caves and meditate or classes and meditate, and you found your way through that experience. Oh my goodness. So in that moment where you went, ah, right? It was just like this big aha.
It was a big aha, and Doreen, it was terribly simple.
Oh,
It was so simple. I really felt, let's call a spade a spade. I felt, I saw my life. I saw this excitement, this that I'd been going for in getting my PCC with ICF renewed,
mhm.
getting my credential with the TRE, practice that I had been learning. My first cousin being taken by the Palestinians, but it was just real. Everything around me. I noticed that the ICU nurses, were also very methodical. They were at the portal of life and death. And it just felt to me, where have I been? Madam Wise, coach. I'm a coach trainer.
Yes, yes.
And I'm telling you, just lying in this bed and feeling, uh-uh, this is,
Stripped.
this is,
Stripped of everything. All you had was in that moment, life pulsing.
and that's when I realized, like you spoke about earlier as well, that death can take us all, and it could have taken me. And here I was, how
Uh-huh.
precious, just
Oh,
to be here now.
ooh.
So
Mm,
anybody felt like such a gift, Doreen,
yeah.
because, friends that I saw that came to visit me, and anyone that I saw, and anything that happened, I felt such gratitude and such simplicity.
Uh-huh. Great words. Gratitude, simplicity. I'm
It
listening.
was it was it was really about the appreciation of that moment and just being here now and the simplicity of that.
Uh-huh.
And just not, I've been so busy being clever. I mean, the doctor said to me, you're actually very, very lucky.
Uh-huh.
Um, in fact, subsequently, I need to tell you, Doreen, I've got a whole lot of perspective now about medicine and about how awake we are, with the Enneagram behind me as well. Like, how awake are we, even if we're medical practitioners? But the doctor got me to take what had happened seriously. She looked at me because I have a manic defense. So something in me was quite playful. And she just looked through that and past that, and you could see she had dealt. She was a neurologist,
Uh-huh.
and she looked at me and she realized. I wasn't taking it seriously enough at the one point. So I
Mm,
kept getting these reminders from people. You're
mhm,
not balancing properly. It's not serious, but
uh-huh,
go slow.
uh-huh.
Go slower.
Oh,
Don't be,
mm.
madam, quick
Oh, oh,
with
well,
your reaction.
just I love that message right there. Go slow. Oh, because in our world, I mean, the way you demonstrated how you got to go fast, fast, fast to do all these things, keep up and get the certifications and always be up and on and in the activity of life. And then when you take all
Exactly.
that activity away and you're lying in a hospital bed with nothing but breath and life, and these angels, sounds like the angels, I mean, literal
They do
human
feel
being,
like
but
angels. It did feel like angels.
yeah,
It feels, people feel that much more special. Even if
yes.
they might be operating strangely, they might not be doing what I want.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But just appreciating them
Yeah.
for being who they were, how they were, the depth. And really, that's like when finding my voice, realizing, what's important. Is it important to speak? And I needed to tell the truth, Doreen.
Oh,
People didn't want, I
oh,
needed to try and stay alive. I needed to be real. I
yeah.
needed to tell people exactly what I was feeling,
Yes.
exactly what was going on for me. There wasn't a way that I could embellish or act because I'm a bit of an actress, I perform and I lecture and I can. I just found myself really just being me, really speaking what was happening for me. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was
Raw,
amazing.
raw, real. I just can relate to what you're saying because it is what in the work that I do and what a lot of people are guided
Exactly.
to do is to be more authentic and more truthful and more honest, but to do it in a compassionate way, not just blast people, but to have it be relational because it is something about you, not that you're taking care of somebody else, but there is a being in front of you. If you do have something to say that feels a little more raw, how do you do that? So that's more of an advanced technique. But back to you in that waking up, that's all I can see it as, waking up to and appreciating the vibrancy of the vital life as a vital moment.
Absolutely. But even speaking to you now,
Uh-huh.
Doreen, I'm sorry, I really do have to say this, that just in your tone and in your presence, I can feel the connection. I
Uh,
can feel the groundedness. I can feel, when you say, okay, it takes skill to have to confront someone with a difficult conversation, just your tone is very grounding.
uh-huh.
Just being with you. I'm even feeling now we're doing this, girl.
Ooh, this is a moment, isn't it? I am so, so happy I get to open up a space this now moment, and you're way off in another part of this universe. And
Wonderful.
but the universe feels like we are the universe right now, you and I. And so I'm curious if we're moving along in your journey that, yeah, the go slow. What about the healing? Tell me more about the process of
Well,
healing.
exactly. That's something, what was weird, Doreen, is that I need to, they say the neuropsychologist, they give you a whole team when you have a stroke. The medical team descends upon you with the medical insurance that you have. They all come and catch you to get neuroplasticity. And what they said to me is that the stroke got me not to focus. But I find that before I had the stroke, I wasn't focused. And it got exacerbated through
Mhm.
the stroke. So it's not quite logical, but it's real. So the healing comes through a certain kind of focus and a certain kind of slowness and a certain, I wish I could find the words. I really do, because, like when you were talking earlier about having a being in front of you, I hadn't had a being in front of me in the same way.
Yeah, got it. Mhm. Yeah.
And it's so hard to put that into words. And also me being there,
Mhm.
and in fact you've really reminded me of all of this. It's wonderful to have this interview because I'm also finding that this is something, it's quite incredible actually, if I dare say this. I need to say this, that you are capturing the experience that you spotted
Yeah.
in this interview. And now we do have it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very special. Really, it's very special. It's very special for me as well. And to share this with you and to share this with the people who will listen,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is a huge, huge moment, a journey that is in your own life, but that radiates now out to our listeners. And so I get that the healing, I have two ways I can go now. Is there anything more that you want to tell us about the healing journey? Because I also want to ask about the Enneagram in a moment.
Okay, look, I will go to the Enneagram, but I will mention something that I actually went and got myself a little, it's actually a fully weighted keyboard with all the keys that are on a grand piano and it's weighted. But being in heaven, and because the dexterity in my fingers went, I cannot tell you, Doreen, that sitting at
Oh,
this piano, which arrived today,
uh-huh.
it's an electric thing that's a cheat on a baby grand. And I did play for several years, and I just thought I've got to get back to the piano and use these fingers. I could not believe the healing. I
Oh,
can the music, the
oh,
voice.
oh. Oh, I've got a piano right here. I can't turn the camera,
Oh my God, isn't that beautiful?
but yeah, the piano's right there, and I don't
Oh
know how to
wow.
play. Manya, I don't know how to play, but what
Oh
I love
wow.
to do is sit down and just do what you just did with your fingers and just
Absolutely.
let sound and feeling and energy come through. And my husband's in the other room and he goes, "That's beautiful." But I wasn't playing anything. I don't know what a middle C is.
Wow. Wow. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, so tell me more about
Exactly.
you and the keyboard though.
Well, that was it. I mean, I knew that's the other thing with the voice is that it's about listening, right?
Yeah,
And I knew, like, part of me was saying, you need to watch the money right now because you can't work as hard while you're healing.
yeah,
And I thought, but this will help me heal. And then I'll be able to give this to others and I'll be able to hold the space in my work. And playing this piano, listening to the voice, getting myself this piano so that I can be at home in front of it and actually just play,
yeah,
channel the universe, you
yeah.
know. It's
Mhm.
actually channeling. That's what you were describing
Yeah,
earlier with
yeah,
your husband saying,
yeah.
well, that's beautiful, but you didn't even know little C.
We didn't even know we'd go there. That's fabulous.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
no.
the expression, oh, this is so profound, this idea that you're just bringing up about putting this object in front of you called a keyboard and then having a relationship with it that brings out more inside of you. Uh, and the sounds and the all the vibrations of sounds and what that wakes up, I guess, in our energetic systems, as well as, feels like it's a healing process for you.
Absolutely. Very, very healing. When I just played, I don't know how long, I didn't time it, but I played twice today, and Doreen, I cannot tell you the healing that I've experienced from
Good,
that.
good.
So,
Mm.
really, this conversation, this interview, I'm going to cherish it as well. Oh dear, my battery's running low. I've got a cord. I just need to stick the cord in the hole. I'm slightly not dexterous. I've got it. Great.
Good. That was quick. Well, that's kind of a moment. Feels like we can shift to just anything you want to say about how the Enneagram is helping in your own healing and coming into more of a sense of authenticity. Whoops, we just lost our friend, our new friend. Looks like her recording went haywire. So actually, what we've done today is given uh, the platform to Manya to talk about her journey of actually waking up in the ICU and after a stroke, and what that experience was for her to leave everything, meaning identity, how she worked, her job, her probably her relationships, everything. And there she is on the edge of death and wakes up and then finds new meaning and appreciation. And so I think we'll just bring our time together today to a close, but I will open up another time with Manya where we will talk about the Enneagram, or maybe we'll also talk about narcissism because she has some words of wisdom about that, because she obviously found her way out of a relationship that was probably very destructive. So, bye for now. Thank you for joining today, and let us know in the comments anything that you're taking away from what we've talked about with Manya. Thank you. Bye.